Hi, and welcome to DCTV. Before I start, I would just like to acknowledge that I'm hosting this on the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people. You might be tuning in from other parts of Australia. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the various lands where you may be joining me today. I pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. So welcome to DCTV. It's a show where we talk about fashion and solve fashion dilemmas and have special guests and style segments. And I'm your host, DC. Before we get started, you may have seen this, this is a little mini-series of 3 episodes for the Melbourne Fringe Festival. There was a season 1, you might have watched that or you might not have. If that's the case, I've just got a video introducing myself, DC. Just one second. Hi, I'm DC. Fashion is my life. I'm a fashionista, stylist and blogger, and people come to me for fashion help. I'm known for colourful creations, bold silhouettes, shimmery sequins, and getting out there with my personal branding and fun fashion choices. And I'm never seen without my sunglasses. My viewers pose fashion dilemmas to me, and I always answer every question. I don't have a fashion background, but I answer the dilemmas in the best way I can using my DIY skills. I've solved hundreds of fashion dilemmas. For example, can blondes wear mustard? Yes, they can. How do I funk up my Nonna trolley? Put some sunglasses on it or spray paint it. How can I wear my pyjamas outside? Add a tie, leather shoes, and a belt. I don't always make outfits from scratch. I do a lot of repurposing of existing items. It's my philosophy to use only clothes or fabrics that are given to me by friends or found on the street during curbside collection. Hopefully, the DC Style Files can encourage a new way where we recycle items to make practical but stylish fashion. As the host of DCTV, I bring you fashion solutions, regular style segments and special guests. And if you have a fashion dilemma, let me know. I will come up with a solution that I present on DCTV. Welcome back. So tonight we've got some authorised workers in the here to do the live broadcast. So one permitted worker is 8 Yorks, who's here. Hi 8 Yorks, how are you going?
Good.
Yeah.
I'm permitted.
8 Yorks is permitted. She's got her permission slip there next to her keyboard, standing up. Luckily, the rules were relaxed a little bit, allowing the broadcasting of DCTV. So thanks, 8 Yorks is the house band. Thanks for doing the theme tune, 8 Yorks.
That's my pleasure and fun.
Yeah, we've got a new theme tune that 8 Yorks has made the music for. And are you enjoying being out of the house, 8 Yorks?
During the school holiday, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I had a good school holidays. It's nice to be back on the air.
Huh?
Nice to be back on the air.
Oh, air.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not outside air. Like you're stuck.
Not on the outside air, the broadcast air. And have you got some musical treats for us tonight?
Yeah, my keyboard is half working, so this would be a great opportunity to improvise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just the low notes tonight. Okay. So and because it's been a little while since the last season, the set here became a little bit. It sort of went back to being like a domestic situation with a bit of storage. Lots of things stored in front of the black curtain here. But luckily our stagehand Morpho has been on hand to get it back to looking back to like a TV show.
Woo!
You might remember Morpho asked a fashion dilemma last season, and we kept him on as a stagehand, or kept them on as a stagehand. How do you?
I better make a morpho and paint you excited for next week.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Alright.
The wrong people.
So there's Morpho seamlessly getting everything ready, getting the set ready for this season, for this mini-series of DCTV. So thanks, Morpho. And we also have a live audience here tonight. Let me just go to the live audience. So this is another permitted worker here at DCTV, the executive producer for the DC Style Files and audience member. And there's the proof of Angela being a permitted worker. So thanks for joining us, Angela.
That's fine. That's quite happy to be here, yeah.
Yeah, you're happy to be enjoying being in the audience of a live broadcast?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, we'll probably come back to the live audience a bit later, but I might move on now. And if you're watching this on the internet, thanks for joining us. If you have a YouTube account, you can join in the chat room. So we've got a chat room here. There's a couple of comments. Hi David and hi Jamie, but thanks for joining us in the chat room. I'll be coming back here a bit later, but that's yeah. So if you have any comments or if you have a fashion dilemma, put it into the chat room, and I'll come back and read the comments a bit later. So I had a fashion dilemma sent to me by Scraps. This is a photo of Scraps. So Scraps said, living in a cold climate and working from home, I find it hard to transition from slippers to normal shoes, especially when taking out the garbage. I've seen people wearing Ugg boots to the shop, and I don't feel comfortable doing that. And I wonder if they are outdoor Ugg boots exclusively, or do they wear them around the house too? I am confused. Help. So thanks for getting in touch with me, Scraps, with that fashion dilemma. I did actually ask my executive producer what they thought about the people who are wearing Ugg boots outside, and she thought maybe they were damaging their Ugg boots. But I'm not exactly sure. I'm a bit confused too. I've come up with a little solution for you, because I also have that problem when I'm, for example, I want to go out and walk the dog, just to take her to the toilet. And I often find myself sort of wondering whether to take my slippers off to go outside. So these are my Ugg boots or slippers that I like to wear around the house. And this is me on the precipice of going outside, wondering whether I should wear my slippers or go and get some shoes. So what I have done is I've come up with a little solution. I happen to have a lot of shoes. They're factory seconds, or what are they? They're gifted to me from a neighbour, Arena. So thanks, Arena. I took this pair and I cut off the straps. They've got a nice thick chunky sole on them. And then I added a generous amount of Velcro straps onto the soles. And then when I leave the house, I just put my slipper into the, on top of the soles and do up the Velcro. And now my feet are protected with a layer of sole. So I can step outside knowing that my slippers will be protected. I don't have to put on a whole new pair of shoes. My dog Hetty doesn't seem to mind. They're quite fashionable. They're like a bright orange colour. And you can also wear other type of slippers as well. It doesn't really matter. They just basically will protect your slippers from the outdoor elements. So I hope that helps. Scraps, thanks for sending me that dilemma.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Yeah, so fashion dilemma solved already.
Woo!
Thank you, thanks audience, and thanks Scraps for asking the question. So what's coming up next? You might also have a dilemma like Scraps. You might have some sort of fashion question, or this maybe something that you want to know about fashion. You might have a question. If you do, here's how to ask a dilemma of me. Hi, I'm DC from the DC Style Files fashion blog. DC Style Files DCTV is your chance to ask me a fashion dilemma and watch as I get to work solving it. Do you have a fashion dilemma? Here's how to ask one. Number 1. You can watch me live on DCTV, and if you have a YouTube account, you can chat to me via the chat function and tell me your fashion dilemma. Number 2, get in contact with me on social media like my Instagram account or through my website. I'm looking forward to receiving your fashion dilemmas. Welcome back to DCTV. So the next segment is one that I like to call
FASH FAVE! FASH FAVE!
So FASH FAVE is a segment where a viewer sends me a photo and a paragraph about their favourite fashion item, and then I present the fashion item on DCTV. So I've got 2 FASH FAVEs sent to me this week. The first FASH FAVE was sent to me by Candice. So Candice, thanks for sending that in, Candice. She said, I think I got this leather vest at a frock swap. That's a party where everyone brings some items to swap. There's a couple of photos here. I have worn it in mosh pits and to many live music gigs. It's the kind of item that speaks for itself and doesn't need accessories. I hope to be still wearing it when I'm 90. So yeah, that's the leather vest that Candice has sent in, and it's really cool, Candice. It looks very hardy. It's lasted quite a long time already, since the 90s, and I think that... Oh, does it come from the 90s? Well, Candice wants to wear it until she's 90. Well, I think that something hard-wearing like that could definitely last. And I also like the idea of a frock swap. I think that's where people come together and they swap clothes, because they might have a really cool item like that leather vest, and then, but it might not be right for them, it might be right for someone else. So thanks for, yeah, that's a cool idea and a cool vest. Thanks for sending that in, Candice. And then I've got another FASH fave. This one was sent by Michele. So Michele said, this 2-piece formation is quite recent. The jacket belonged to my late mother. I was sentimentally holding on to it. Combined with my Kubra, something magical happened. I was getting these, who is that guy, looks from people. People were also asking for my autograph. I realised that I was no longer a schmuck in the streets of Brunswick. There's another photo here, I think, of Michele. So yeah, it's a very fetching outfit. The Kubra plus the jacket. You look like more like the king of Brunswick, Michele, in that outfit. It's a very impressive look. And Michele also, at the last minute, sent me a fashion accessory that he has as well. He says, I've got another fashion item I found in hard rubbish. A wooden samurai sword that I walk around laneways of Brunswick with, and it's quite useful for accessing feral fruit around the hood. Yeah, so Michele has this wooden sword that he found on Curbside Collection. And I think that combined with the other two items, the Akubra and the jacket, with the fashion accessory of the sword, that might be quite an impressive look, Michele. And quite good for cutting down lemons. We've got a lot of lemons in Brunswick at the moment on lemon trees, especially the ones in the higher branches.
FASH FAVE. FASH FAVE.
Yeah, so thanks Michele and Candice for sending those FASH faves, your favourite fashion items at the moment. And Candice, it was a favourite fashion item for life, I think. If you have a FASH fave, get in touch with me. Send me your FASH fave to the email address below, or send it to my Instagram account, the DC Style Files. Send me a couple photos and a paragraph about why it's your favourite fashion item, and I'll feature it on the show either next week or the week after. Okay, so the next segment that we have tonight is one that I like to call
Garment to go.
So Garment to Go is a segment where I find a piece of clothing or fashion on the street, something that's been chucked out on curbside, and then I give it a bit of a zhuzhing up, transform it, and with the hope that I can find a new home for it. This week on Garment to Go, I didn't actually find it on the street. It was an item that was given to me by my executive producer, Angela. She ordered a dress online. So this is the dress that Angela ordered online. She wanted this colourful patterned dress. And she didn't get that dress. She got a different dress sent in the mail. And then when she got in contact with the company that sent it, they said, we'll send you the dress you wanted, but the dress that you received, don't worry about sending it back. It's too expensive to just send it back. So what happened is that Angela gave me the dress that she didn't want, and that's going to be my Garment to Go this week. So here's the dress that they did send Angela. It's got some embroidery on the front, and it's like a sort of an aqua or greeny aqua color. Would you say it's an A-line dress or a baby doll dress? And so this is me wearing it. It's teal, is the color. Now, I quite like the color. I think that's a nice aspect of it, and also the pockets. One of the comments that Angela had about it that she didn't like is the embroidery. She thought it just looked a bit too much like they had picked a setting on the sewing machine, and there was no hand stitching in it. And also the fact that it didn't look anything like the dress that she had ordered. It didn't have patterns all over it, and it wasn't as exciting as the one that she ordered. So they're the reasons that she gave that dress away to me. First of all, I thought I would give it an iron. It had a lot of creases from being in the packet, so I did that. gave it an iron, and I think that made it look a lot better. I had all these metallic sort of scraps of fabric, pink and silver, so I decided to start adding them to the dress. Like here on the shoulders, I sewed some fringing, and then I made this kind of chest piece with some more fringing. Just giving it a bit of excitement and yeah, jazzing it up a bit. And this is the final dress as I updated it as a garment to go. So I think it's like, yeah, it's a bit more fun now. It's got some nice movement in it. It's got a bit of shine and sparkle. And I think that with any luck we'll find a new home for the dress. This is the before and after shots. Hopefully something a bit more exciting like the pattern dress that Angela ordered. And I've covered up all the embroidery there with some more handmade elements, and I also tucked up the skirt so that the embroidery at the bottom wasn't showing. Yeah, and then I just put my DC label on the dress. So
Garment to go!
yeah, so that's a garment to go now, and
Woo! Woo!
you're happy with what do you think of the thanks audience, and what do you think about the new updated garment?
Definitely better. The silver and the pink make that teal look really actually fun. It's a good combo.
So unless you have any other objections, you said that I could donate it to the street, this garment to go?
Yeah, like you've definitely made it better, but yeah, someone else is free to enjoy it.
Okay, so I'm going to just, now I'm going to take this new dress. So here it is, and I've put a little garment to go tag on it. And on here it says, free to a good home. Item has been decorated by DC. And then it's got my DC signature on it. So that's the garment to go.
Woo! Woo, woo!
And I'm just going to put this microphone down and go and hang this garment to go on the outside of my front door. Hopefully it'll find a new home and someone can pick it up and get some wear out of it. So I'll just going to move the camera, go to camera 2. Oops. Yep. So, and I'm just going to go and put this on the front of the front door. Welcome back. So yeah, that's there on the front door for whoever wants to pick it up and give that dress a new life. Yeah, hopefully we can extend its life and it'll find a new home. Okay, so I might just have a look visit the chat room. Got a few messages here in the chat room, so you can leave a message if you have a YouTube account. Thanks for joining, everyone. Let's have a look. Yes, I've got I won't spend too long here. I'm just going to check in. Nadsy C, thanks for joining. She says happy to see DC and the crew. Cesar, thank you for joining. Finally back, Popovich and I having a coldie and enjoying the show. Angela claps. Jane, another cracking invention, DC. Oh, thanks for joining, Jane. Thanks for watching the show. Mike, he feels that a sword goes with most outfits. You don't really see enough of them these days. Maybe that's true, Mike, especially if you have a lot of lemon trees around and some of the lemons are really high up in the branches. I'm just going to go quickly through these. Jane, it looks like a 12-year-old girl's party dress. It's a small size, so that's yeah, it could be worn by a young person. And Jamie's happy with the updates. Jane is loving Ajox's tunes. And Han, thanks for joining, Han. Smiley face. PK Spoons, loving it, DC. Thanks for joining, PK Spoons. And Zen City Live, just got onto the Garment to Go express train. And thank you for joining, Pete. For coming back. Okay, I'll come back to these chat messages in a bit later, but I will, it's got a few more, another fashion dilemma to get through first. I just thought I would check in with the chat room. Okay, well, actually, let's just go to an ad quickly. DC has arrived. Welcome everybody to DCTV. Thank you for joining live. He's rolling in the A-listers. He'll do any interview. Kenneth, everybody! What have you found out about the world of fashion this week?
Stay tuned for Kenneth's Corner.
And it's all happening live on YouTube. Let's make some clothes. Join the fashion party on Friday nights. DCTV starring DC. Friday nights at 9 p.m, 1st to 15th of October, live on the DC Style Files YouTube channel. Part of Melbourne Fringe Festival. So welcome back to DCTV. So I have another fashion dilemma, and this one was sent to me by Genevieve. So Genevieve said, "Dear DC, I have a small number of friends trapped in Melbourne and regional New South Wales, with whom I would really like to catch up in Queensland, the state of our origin, at some point. I was wondering if you could craft some kind of faux sports uniform so my friends might pass for athletes who can traverse borders freely. The sport doesn't really matter, but please make these uniforms about physical dominance and power. That seems to do well." So thanks for getting in touch with me, Jen. I'm one of those people who are unable to travel, but maybe Jen's suggesting that it's the fashion that footballers wear that allows them to easily pass through borders into another state. And then maybe if we have an outfit like that, we could also pass through those borders. I'm not really haven't watched much football, like I did it when I was younger, but not that much these days. So I thought I would get my correspondent and researcher, Kenneth, to look into this and do some research on footy outfits. So where's Kenneth? Hi Kenneth, how you going?
Hi, DC.
So what have you come up with, Kenneth? Have you got some research for us about footy outfits?
DC, I thought I would introduce you and the audience to one of my favourite artists, David Spooner. He is an artist who makes soft sculptures, among other things. He has made a team of footballers. I thought I would chat to him about how he made them and what constitutes a good team uniform. Hi, David Spooner. Can you tell us about your footballers?
They are a combination of robots, so they're robotic footballers that have been infected by a tiger slime virus, like a shape-shifting virus, which has mutated them. So they're all got the same infection, and they've become like a symbiotic life form.
Can you tell me about how you made them?
Okay, so they are made of soft sculpture. So that's some fabric and various pieces of textiles, knitting and sewing. And they originally came out of this giant quilt. So I drew outlines of my body and then cut them out of this quilt and then made them into the footballers.
And tell us about their uniforms.
This one was the first one. Definitely has a uniform. I did go with the primary colours, but then they just sort of went off on various tangents.
How do you make them look like footballers?
I don't think these do look very much like footballers. Maybe this one is the only one that looks a bit like a footballer, because I went with the kind of like gridiron NFL kind of look. Lots of stuffing, extra stuffing in there. There's a tiger that's like just exploding out of its shoulder. So, I mean, that can be a nice touch to add a bit of fear into your teammates, to have some sort of wild animal erupting out of you.
DC has to make a footy outfit that is powerful and dominant. Any advice?
I would put some sort of wild animal in there. I think that's a good idea. Some sort of bird of prey, or maybe some combination, like maybe you could combine multiple predatory animals together, and you could make them even cyborgs to make it even more, just really amp it up with the fear factor.
Thank you, David Spooner.
That's okay, you're welcome. Thanks, Kenneth.
DC, you could take some inspiration from David Spooner's footballer sculptures in coming up with your own footy outfit. Hopefully this helps you in answering Genevieve's dilemma.
Thanks, Kenneth. That was a great interview and great research.
Not a problem, DC.
Yeah, we've got some fans of Kenneth, with a fan of Kenneth in the audience with a little tiny Kenneth-sized flag. I love Kenneth. So there you go, Kenneth. You've got quite a few fans there. Well, you got at least one in the live audience. That was a great section from Kenneth, and I was influenced, in coming up with the solution for Jen, I was influenced by David Spooner in some ways, in that I have come up with a very sculptural outfit. I also used primary colours in making a footy outfit in my team colours, and I used a lot of stuffing. So let's go to see the outfit that I have come up with for Jen, a footy outfit that'll help her to cross borders. So I started with a t-shirt, just a plain regular blue t-shirt, and I wanted to make it a bit more like one of the AFL shirts, so I cut off the sleeves, because I wear those sort of tank tops in AFL. And then I wanted to have like a sash on it. So I cut out this yellow sash and sewed it into the t-shirt. So my team colours are blue and yellow. And then I had this little shield that my team is the DC Style Files. And I sewed that onto the t-shirt. And then this is my base outfit, my base sports outfit with like a bit of screen printing on the back saying the DC Style Files. And I've got some shorts as well with a little DC on them. And here's me practicing a few ball skills. But you can see the problem is that I'm just not, I'm too skinny, my arms and legs are too skinny to ever pass as a real footballer. I just don't have the build. So what I did was I started stuffing, pillow stuffing into the shirt to give myself some muscles. And then I gave myself some shoulder pads as well. And then I had all this tulle fabric around, It was in apricot colours. I found it on Curbside Collection. Yellow, apricot and pink, and sort of colours that matched my own skin tone. And so I gathered it together. I used about 10 sheets, I think, to get a bit of volume up. And then I pinned them onto my shoulders. I thought that this gathered tulle might be a good replacement, good muscles for myself. And so here's the outfit. So yeah, you can see now I look a bit more like a footballer. I've got some muscles. I've sort of gathered the tulle in at the elbows and knees. Yeah, I've really got some power here. I'm very proud to be part of the DC Style Files team. And with my 6-pack or 8-pack abs, I can really take a hit. So I'm really looking like a footballer now, I think. I've even got some big thighs, chunky thighs. Something that you could really beat a ball with. You could really kick that ball. And you can see how even my ball skills are improving now that I look right. And so, yeah, if you have this outfit, something like this, you should be able to travel across state borders, no problem, Jen. According to Jen's theory, if you dress like a footballer, you're more likely to be able to cross across state boundaries.
Woo! Woo! Whoops! Woo! Woo!
Yeah, so that's another fashion dilemma solved. So hopefully, Genevieve, that helps in providing a solution for you. That's my footy player outfit, my muscle-bound footy player outfit. I might just go into the chat room. Where are we up to? Yeah, I might go into the chat room. I see there's a few chats. GSTAI9 just says they just figured out the chat room function. Queenslanders are behind the live action, loving the show. Thank you, GSTAI9. Sarah, keep up the great work, DC. Great show. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for joining. PK Spoons. Thanks, Kenneth. Han, cyborgs are always advised. I think so, Han. I didn't do any cyborgs in my outfit, but I think if I did another footy outfit, maybe I would include animals. Yeah, some sort of... I would channel animals a bit more and cyborgs, like David Spooner suggested. Technozoological League says GSTA I9. That's David Spooner sculptures. Sarah maybe is a fan of Kenneth as well. What else have we got? Michele, that's the Sandringham Football Club colours. I didn't know that if I had chosen the colours of another club. My football club is the DC Style Files Football Club. We also have blue and yellow. And if the lockdowns get extended, Sarah thinks that I will be able to cross borders with my footballer outfit. And then Han suggests some matching face masks too. Yeah, I didn't do that, but yeah, that makes sense. Something that I can work on, maybe in team colours, blue and yellow face mask. Tijuana Iguana, looking buff, DC. Thank you, Tijuana Iguana. And David, thanks for joining, David. Nice skills, DC. And Michele says petrol is $1.23 a litre in Melville Road, Brunswick. That's a really good tip. So if you're a Brunswick viewer, you could perhaps take advantage of the cheap petrol on Melville Road, Brunswick. Yeah, so I do have something to announce, that the garment to go has gone. 8 Yorks was going to try to grab it. She went over to the door, but just as she was trying to grab it, someone took the garment to go.
Woo!
So I'm sorry that you didn't get the garment, 8 Yorks, but hopefully it's found a good home. I couldn't see who took it. I could just see a person behind the glass. So anyway, that's a good story for that garment. Okay, so I have one more segment tonight, and that's Viewer of the Week.
Viewer of the week.
So the Viewer of the Week this week is Dana. So congratulations, Dana, for being Viewer of the Week. The reason that Dana is the Viewer of the Week is that Dana's asked me a few questions over the years. One was, what should she wear on a date with a doctor? And I suggested a statement t-shirt on that date with the doctor. She also asked me to come up with a hat that wouldn't mess up her hair. So I came up with this structural item that you wear on your shoulders, and then it's got a bit of a canopy on top, protecting you, but something that doesn't mess up your hair.
Viewer of the week.
Yeah, and that's why Dana is Viewer of the Week. The other reason, and Dana also, so this is my DC Style Files jumper. It's one of my official DC jumpers that I like to wear when I'm doing styling or attending on official DC occasions. And Dana has, this was a few years ago, Dana early on, she added a bit of kind of trimming around the letters, so I lent her the jumper and she gave it a bit of a zhuzhing up to this jumper, and she added all these little stitches here. And she also added this sunglasses chain. So yeah, for all, so she got my jumper looking really great. And so for all those reasons, Dana is the Viewer of the Week this week. And if you're Viewer of the Week, you get to get a signed photograph, signed by me, DC. Let's just go down here to the camera 2. So this is the photo. So I'll just write here, Dear Dana, stay stylish. Oops. And then I might do a heart signature. With some sunglasses. Okay, so yeah, so Dana will be getting this signed photograph in the mail. So congratulations, Dana, on being Viewer of the Week. Yeah, so well done, Dana. And that's about all for the show tonight. Maybe I'll just quickly check in the chat room. Thanks everyone for joining and watching the show. Zen City Live was happy with the dilemma. Liked Jen's dilemma. It's very topical because there's a grand final coming up. I think on this weekend. Hopefully Queensland will consider letting the DC Style Files team in. Thanks for joining and commenting at the end, Sarah, Tijuana Iguana, Garment to Gone. Nice tip for the Melbourne Fringe Fest locals, Michele. Angela likes the petrol tip. And congrats Dana from Han. And Popovich, fantastic show DC. Thanks Popovich. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. And so there'll be another show next week, next Friday. And then there'll be another show the Friday after that. So there's three shows for the Fringe. It's a mini series. So stay tuned. If you have a fashion dilemma, get in touch with me. Let me know what it is. I'll present my solution on the following shows. And stay stylish. I'll see you. Thanks 8 Yorks. Thanks. Whoops. Okay, I've got camera 2s out. Yeah, thanks audience. Thank you to everyone involved, the associate producer, and all the questioners, the people who ask fashion dilemmas. See you next week on DCTV. The DC Style Files.